We're going to be looking at two brand new Mahindra tractors built for Mahindra by Mahindra in this episode, the 1100 series, the 2100 series. Ken and I are going to tear them apart and just, well, hopefully you'll understand the details when we're finished. Yeah. Let's get started.
So with the 1100 series, we have an 1120 and an 1126 model, 20 horsepower, 26 horsepower respectively. They are available as TLB machines, tractor loader backhoes, with a mid-mount mower option as well, up to 2 rear remotes.
This is a true subcompact, right? It's the typical subcompact tire size. The capacities look very, very similar for a typical subcompact. So I just view the 1100 series as subcompact. The two models, 20 and 26, it's really 19 point something and 25 point something for the horsepower.
Right, we'll compete with the BX line and the John Deere 1 Series line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, this thing's got some advanced features that we just don't see very often. Right over here, for example, we've got a single point connector. Let me grab it here. I just disconnected the loader hydraulic. It's a little different than the other ones we've seen. It is not Faster brand. We don't know who makes it. It doesn't look like a Parker to me. It doesn't look like a Faster.
It looks very robust. Looks like it should hold up well.
It works well, and that's an advanced feature. That's a $1,000 feature on a Deere tractor.
Yeah.
The way it's constructed, I don't think it will be leaking because the couplers are so tight to the latches.
Right, and the plates are larger, so we don't have the warping issues that some manufacturers had.
Now, if you've watched our channel for a while, you know that I love the single point connector.
Yeah, it's definitely a neat feature for sure.
I like to be able to remove that loader, and people talk about the pins and stuff on the loader. Yeah, I get that, but nothing is harder on the loader removal and reattaching than the hoses themselves.
Especially when they're way tucked under the floorboard.
Okay, so the seat on this tractor, what do you think, Ken?
It's very comfortable. Adjustable armrests.
Little rollers under the
Yeah, little rollers so you can adjust the armrest. On the backhoe models, the seat actually turns, so it's not a two-seat backhoe operation. It's a lift and turn type scenario for the backhoe models, which I personally like. I don't like the two-seat thing.
I like it as well, and one of the reasons I like it so much is it keeps that backhoe close to the tractor.
Right, exactly.
There are some brands that the backhoe sticks so far back from the tractor that it makes it hard to operate the tractor. In normal usage. The joystick looks really high, Ken.
It feels okay sitting here. Raise up the armrest some. Oops, raise it. Yeah, it's a comfortable location. It's cable operated, the valves underneath.
It's got a float in both directions.
Float on the dump, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
rare. We usually have float only on lift and lower. We've got a float on the dump side as well. Ken, the throttle is over here.
Right, the throttle is console mounted alongside the regular 3-point hitch control.
Position control, hey, you said regular. There's nobody else other than Deere that I know of that has position control in their entry-level subcompact tractor.
That's true. Range, high, low, neutral.
2-range transmission, just like every other subcompact.
PTO selection over here. This has a 2,500 RPM mid-PTO, unlike a lot of the other manufacturers with 2,000 or 2,100. So that's a little odd, but certainly functional.
Let's talk a little bit about the engine, Ken. This is a 1.1 liter engine.
Right. 3-cylinder
Mitsubishi.
Yep.
And the max RPM is 2,900. Okay, so 2,900 RPM. Typically what we see in the little Kubota or Yanmar engines is like a 3,600 RPM.
Usually the 2,900 is around where the PTO speed is.
So 2,900 RPM at max throttle probably is going to run a little quieter and a little smoother than some of the models. I'll be interested to see, whether that's a noticeable difference.
Right.
Ken, I'm moderately excited about this mid-mount mower deck. Can you imagine being excited about a mid-mount mower?
I wouldn't be.
Well, the reason I'm excited about it is because you don't have to get all the way under it to connect the PTO shaft.
Yeah, it's an auto connect deck in the fact that it latches under the tractor. You still have to bend over and move a lever forward to engage the collar onto the gearbox. It seems pretty easy. It's really hard to show under there. It's too dark and everything's black.
Exactly. We're not able to test it and to see, you know, how difficult it is to make that connection just because of the scenario here on the show floor where we can't move it.
It looks like it's a drive-over deck too. We've got the built-in ramps.
But we can reach. I mean, this is as far as I have to reach right here.
Right.
Okay, so I don't have to get on my back and reach all the way under there and get greasy too.
Yeah, you don't have to try to hold the collar back while you're trying to get the shaft lined up. So in theory, it should work very well.
Yeah, that's a pretty good compromise on this. Yeah, I mean, it would be a little better if it did the full PTO connection.
Well, those have their issues too.
This is pretty good compromise, so that's why I'm excited about it. Mid-mount mowers have traditionally been frustrating to those that didn't have the auto connect deck.
This is also a fabricated deck. Looks like fairly heavy material. That looks like a very well built deck versus the stamp decks.
Both 54 and 60 inch can available on this one.
This
just
looks like a 54 here.
Yeah, and really looks like a tough deck. There's a feature on this tractor, Ken, for beginner operators that I think can be really helpful. A lot of times when you get on a tractor, there's a certain combination of things you have to do, and you keep thinking, this thing won't start, this thing won't start.
Right.
You end up calling your dealer, right?
Yeah, moving levers, moving switches, right, making things work.
It's got a little panel right here that's got 4 things listed here. Is there an operator in the seat? Is the PTO engaged? Is the brake down? Is the gear shift in neutral? Right. And the tractor will only start when all 4 of those are green. That's excellent for a first-time operator. I think that will save some frustration. Hey Ken, does that steering wheel do anything?
They have a tilt wheel option, and I was mentioning to one of the reps here that the steering wheel felt very low, and he showed me this nifty feature. You turn the hub and raise it and tighten it back up.
Telescoping steering wheel on a subcompact tractor. You got to be kidding me.
And that puts it right where I wanted it, right. So yeah, very nice feature on that.
1 or 2 rear hydraulics are optional.
And what no other SCUT has is a horn.
There is a cab model available of the 1100 series, but it's not air conditioned. It's heat only. Okay. Matt, you're the marketing director here, and I brought you in here for the tough discussion. What's it going to take to buy one of these?
Well, we've really focused on being super competitive with this new product in the market. It's actually at a lower MSRP than our outgoing model.
Oh, really?
$12,949 for this the 1120.
Okay.
When you move to the 1126, we're at $16,849.
Okay, and that's bare tractor. What if I add a loader?
A loader on the 1120 will get you to about $18,100 as your MSRP.
Okay.
$22,000 on the 1126.
Okay. Now, mid-mount mower, can I add to that?
Mid-mount mower, depending on the model, around $3,800.
Okay.
At MSRP to add the mid-mount mower to these tractors.
And then a backhoe?
Around $8,000.
Okay. These sound like competitive prices to me.
Yeah, I think we always want to be really supportive of our family-owned dealers, help them be competitive in the marketplace, so we want to be aggressive right out of the gate.
So, not to be easy on you, when can we get one?
We're going to be delivering early spring so that you customers can be ready for spring.
Hold it. It's early spring right now. The groundhog already told us that it's spring. So help me a little more. April?
Yeah. We're looking to get first shipments out starting next month in March.
Okay. Sounds good. Check them out. Your local Mahindra dealer, I guess.
Yep. Come check us out. MahindraUSA.com.
You know, this is early information. It's not even on the website yet.
That's right. Only here, National Farm Machinery Show.
Hey, Ken, let's go look at the 2100 series.
All right, let's do it.
Larger tires, air conditioning.
More power.
Ken, this is the open station version of the 2126. This is does not have the cool telescoping steering wheel feature, but it's up plenty high for me.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a good position.
Yeah, I think, you know, because it's a bigger tractor, they're able to have a little bit more room. Throttle still down here. Cruise control.
Cruise control. Okay, that's in a good spot. Yeah. Loader lockout would be here. 2 stops for the 3-point hitch, high and low.
Best feature I've seen on this tractor so far is this old worn glasses case here.
Very, very well used.
I think this belongs to Tractor Mike. He was just on this tractor.
It was. Maybe we can get a pork chop sandwich if we return them.
No, what I was going to say, Ken, was that the 3-point hitch lift capacity on this thing went through the roof. 24 inches behind the link, the lift capacity on these 2100 series is over 1,700 pounds.
Wow.
Okay. That beats the Kubota LX, that beats the Deere large 2Rs.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a big 3-point hitch lift capacity for this size tractor.
Yeah, still have the single point. That seems to be standard across all the models now.
This is a 1.3 liter engine. In the 2123, it runs at 2,500 RPM. In the 2126, it runs at 2,700 RPM.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the PTO speed is the same on both of them. So they just crank it up a little bit more, I think, to get those extra horsepower.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, I found something in here I've not seen on any tractor other than the 4075R Deere.
Yeah, a whole bunch of electronic switches and buttons there. What is that about, Tim?
Well, this is how we control the 3-point hitch.
It is.
That's the simple thing I'm going to talk about.
Interesting.
And so this is kind of a, it's electronic, but this is a manual position control right
Okay,
here.
yeah.
There's another button here for if you just want to lift it at the end. So, you know, you set your depth that you're going to go in the field. Get to the end, you lift it up, press that to go back down.
And it returns back to where it was before.
It's right to this spot right here.
Right, okay.
And then there's an auto lift when you go backwards.
Ah, okay.
There's another button for auto lift when you turn.
Okay, right.
There's another button for automatically turn off the PTO when you raise the 3-point hitch.
Wow, that's...
This has got an advanced draft control, so that if you're working in really hard soils or really loose soils, it adjusts the draft differently based on the load that you're operating. 2 buttons back here control how high it lifts when you lift to the top,
Right, right.
and how fast it lifts.
Oh, that's the rabbit and turtle, okay.
Yeah. Just let me remind you,
Yes.
this is a 26 horsepower, 25 horsepower compact tractor.
Right. With cab, air conditioning, heat, electronic 3-point control, pretty impressive.
All that comes with about an $8,000, $7,800, $8,300 price increase over the open station tractor. Now, we can't test to see how quiet the cab is, but what I have been able to do is close the doors here, and I couldn't even hear you bad-mouthing me out there.
Well, that's good. You'll hear it later on the camera because the mic was on.
What else we got out there, Ken?
This machine's still set up with the single point, which is standard apparently across the board. We have an adapter on here to use regular ISO couplers, and we have a front mount snowblower, maybe 60-inch or so, quick attach, some type of 3-point quick attach assembly up here on the front.
This looks beefy, Ken.
That looks very beefy. Yeah, this is interesting, made in Canada.
Well, I was wondering, do they have snow much in India?
I wonder if that's made by RAD, like a lot of the other blowers. Maybe it's a sand blower.
1.3 liter engine, just over 25 horsepower again, just under the 25 and a half that has the EPA restrictions there. So no DPF, no DOC, no any of that.
Full LED lighting packages, front and rear wiper, rear defroster on the window. Both cab doors will stay open, unlike another popular name brand, without an extra kit.
At boltonhooks.com, by the way.
And 5% off with TTWT. It's a interesting looking machine for the horsepower and the fact that it's got the air condition. Definitely a contender in a small market for sure.
Ken, this lighting makes it look like it's already pre-pinked.
Yeah, it's definitely not doing the color much justice here at the show. Sadly, it looks very pink.
I can tell you that on some of the other tractors, it doesn't look pink, so it's something to do with this lighting. But you actually were wanting to show something else here.
Yeah, so we talked about the electronic 3-point hitch controls. So what we noticed was, in addition to all electronic inside, you have the button-mounted fender, so you can raise and lower the 3-point hitch to help hook up your implement from the back without having to just constantly walk around and move the levers inside.
Not available on any Kubota compact tractor at all, on Deere tractors, it's only available in the 4R.
The 4Rs, right, exactly.
Now this one doesn't have the move the tractor back, which is
Arguably nice, yeah.
but it does have the up and down, and that would really be a big help.
That's helpful, yeah. It's a very stout 3-point hitch looking, yeah.
It's got to be at least 1,700 pounds. It's got those telescoping.
Yep, so you just pull the pin out, and you can adjust your width anywhere you need it to, and drop the pin back in.
Now I prefer those to be on the outside, but they're still telescoping, and so that's really nice there.
Right.
Matt, I'm beginning to drool over this one. What's it going to set me back?
We're so excited to introduce our first compact HVAC cab tractor, 27,249.
Tractor alone, 27,249.
With the cab, the air conditioning, and all the features that you prefer.
What if I had a loader?
You're just above 33,000.
Okay. There's a backhoe option on this with the cab?
Not with the cab tractors.
Okay.
Only with the open stations.
Okay. Is there a mid-mount mower option?
Yep, sure is.
Really?
Yep.
So I can mow in the AC.
You sure can.
What sizes?
We offer a 54-inch and a 60-inch mid-mount mower.
Okay. Okay. Thanks very much. So 33,000 tractor and loader. If I order by midnight tonight.
We're happy to take your order at any Mahindra dealer.
Folks, do you have any more questions about these tractors? Leave them in the comments below. I have some contacts here at Mahindra now. Maybe I can get some better answers to some of these questions. We can either follow up in another video, or I can try to respond to your comments. You know, this is just coming out. The information's not on the website yet. Hopefully it will be by the time this video airs.
They're looking to have these in the market around springtime. So right when the season gets going for tractor owners, so.
Yeah. We've got some brochures here. We can scan these, and that will show you right on the screen here some of the specs in case they're not on the website yet. But I'm impressed with what Mahindra's doing here. They are truly investing in the U.S. tractor market.
Absolutely, definitely.
And I'm always glad to see that. Ken, you got anything to add?
Not right now, Tim.
Ken's out of words.
I'm speechless.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. Like cold water to a weary soul is good news from a distant land.
The steering wheel moves around. It turns.
It turns. Well,
it turns.
there
That's
you
a
go.
plus. Okay. Anyway.
Ken, the best feature I saw on this was somebody's sunglasses case.
Yeah, somebody's reading glasses.
From yesterday. Probably tractor mics.